Okay, today is March 26th, 2016. Right now at 3:45 p.m. in Southern California, we have a temperature of 74 degrees. The relative humidity is 35%. The dew point is 51 degrees. And we have a barometric pressure of 29.90, which is up just a little bit from last night. We had 29.88 last evening. Today it's 29.90. All right, so we're watching the Northeast Pacific Water Vapor Loop. This storm here is intensified to something like 965 millibar right here. And this is now moving due east. Put the grid on, moving due east. And we have an interesting situation here down by the Hawaiian Islands. We have an area here trying to spin up counterclockwise, and also an area of low pressure right here is trying to spin up counterclockwise. And in preparation for that, we have two transmitters focusing. And look at the outline pattern that those transmitters are having. I hope everyone can see the double. It looks like an outline of an 8, a figure 8. Right there. Let me turn off the grid, and I think we can see that a little bit better. Right here, if we stop the just scroll through this. Okay, right here. That's what I'm talking about. Right here, we have like a half of a figure 8 here. This is where the transmitters are focusing heat on this one low pressure right here, and also this one right down here. This is right over the Big Island, and also the other Maui, and a couple of the other ones right here. So we've got two areas of low pressure, and we can see those transmitters are focusing heat down there right on top to prevent development, but they are spinning up. We also have that is also being done to separate this moisture field from interfering, feeding these two systems. All right, now yesterday we were watching an area of high pressure right over California, Nevada, and part of Idaho. We can see that this system here has moved to the east, and the high pressure that was building in is starting to move out to the east. We can see that. And we have some moisture now moving into Northern California and also Central California and into Oregon. We can see that now. This whole front is now starting to move down to the south. We have a trough of low pressure indicated right along the coastline, running right through Southern California. We'll take a look at that. Let's look at this is just going to be a short update. This is the infrared loop. We can see some of this moisture now moving into Northern California and also part of Central California. We can see that right there. And there's been some flash flooding on the islands, which was reported by someone that left a comment. We appreciate that. Everyone that leaves comments about where they live, it's all good data. All right, so we have a lot of flash flooding mentioned on Molokai and I believe on Kauai and the Big Island because of all this weather right down here. There are a couple of troughs indicated. We'll take a look at that. All right. We can also still see some outflow. There is high pressure still offshore, right offshore. It's not actually sitting over California, but this high pressure has moved a little bit to the west, and that may allow for some of this weather they were talking about to move down in between this high pressure here and what was left over here. We had a low pressure and a high in between that, so we'll have to see what develops, if anything. All right, let's look at the surface analysis map. We can see that large storm right over here. This is a 958 millibar storm system. This is moving due east, so we're going to keep an eye on that. It has a huge cold front, which extends all the way down to 20 degrees north, which is right where the Hawaiian Islands are. We have two troughs indicated, low pressure. This is where these two low pressure spinning systems are starting to develop. And we have this area of high pressure still that has moved offshore somewhat. We have the coast right over here, and we have a trough shown low pressure right there. We still have fairly low pressure, 29.90. And we also have a low indicated right here, right next to a high. So we're going to have to keep an eye and see what's in the toolbox, what they do next. We have a front right here, a cold front indicated, but we have a emerging cold and warm front right here. And so they were forecasting a slim chance, possibly 30% chance of rain by maybe Thursday or Friday or something like that. Maybe sooner. These guys don't know what's going on any more than anyone else. I'm just trying to expose the weather manipulation so that everyone understands why these professional meteorologists, quote meteorologists, can never seem to get it right. Here we have 3 highs shown, one here, and up here. These are part of a 1,025 millibar centered high. All right, we have this trough up here, low pressure with a trough indicated, and they were forecasting this thing to move south, this area of low pressure down right in here. So we'll have to keep an eye on what happens. If they keep this, if they move this high pressure out of the way, that may happen. If they keep this moved out of the way, and we may get some kind of weather. We'll have to see. But the chemtrail people are always ready to spray. Today I don't see any trails in the skies, but if we look at the western horizon, we can see a lot of very light blue hazy skies. That isn't to say I see trails. It just means that there is some residual chemtrail mix that has blown on shore because the sky is not as deep blue as you would normally expect on a clear, cloudless day. So I suspect that will change soon as the day wears on because we do have some weather moving in, moisture field in Northern California, which is moving down through the state to the south. All right, here's the sea level pressure. And we can see that high pressure has moved offshore somewhat. We still have an area here that is skirting the state in the central portion of the state right here. And so we'll just keep an eye on things, and we will do another update later on, possibly tonight if we have time. But this is the situation here. We've got moisture now moving into the northern part of the state, and we will have to just wait and see what develops. Okay, that's it.